have you guys seen how desperate World of Warcraft is looking right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it seems like Old Republic is genuinely their first ever real threat because they have a thing going on right now where if you use their what they call the Scroll of Resurrection, which is their system of like having people rejoin their game after not playing for a certain
Yeah,
amount
they
of
give
time.
you like 7 free days or something.
Not, well, no, it's like if you renew your account is
Oh.
what it means. If you renew your account, not only do you automatically get upgraded with every single expansion that's come out so far, but you also have the ability to choose any single character on your account and make them instantly level 80.
Really?
Yeah, and on top of that, you get like a spectral flying mount.
That's almost
Like-
worth. That's almost worth.
You get so many ridiculous things for joining the game. Like they really want people to play it
That's
out.
almost worth doing. Like, pay the $15 for that, and then cancel my account immediately afterwards.
And then sell your account.
and just so that way I have a level 80 character now. I have this awesome mount. I have all the expansion packs, and if I ever do for some reason want to return to it, I can. And I have everything already.
Oh, it's hell of tempting, which is why I'm happy I sold my account, so I literally don't have the option of doing that, because I don't have an account to
Don't
renew.
go back to that. Don't go back to Wrath of Pandaria. Don't do it.
That just I'm surprised that's there.
That's real?
No, I'm just surprised that it's still going on. Like are we gonna come to a point where MMOs just seem stupid?
Yeah, I think we are.
Well, I'm playing...
I think if they keep
I'm still
spamming,
playing Old Republic.
if they keep spamming like they are with these really shoddy ones, I think it's gonna happen.
I just mean, like, is it? I don't know. Is there really something that you get from paying $15 a month to play in this online world that you don't get from playing any other games? Like, I feel
That's a really good
I feel
question.
like I've had more fun playing Fallout 3 than I have ever had fun playing World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, I agree. That's
And-
my favorite game of all time.
And I mean, it's like, but it's kind of the same element. This big ass world where you walk around, do RPG shit, and you role play. And for some reason, the only difference is that there's not a bunch of other people running around going, "Hey, you're a fucking noob. You're a noob. You're a noob." And I'm like, "Thanks, I'm a fucking noob. I know. I'm level 1." It's like, "Can you help me with this quest?" "No, noob." Like,
There's no rogues going around ambushing you in the middle of your
Yeah,
little, like,
yeah, there's
boar
just-
killing quest.
yeah, there's just no dickbags that are walking around higher level than me, just killing me off because they're like, "Oh, I have nothing better to do. I'm level 80. I'm just gonna hide in like low level areas and kill people." It's like that's the only difference, and I'm just like, why would I want to? Again, this goes back to like like my super antisocial behaviors. Like, I don't want to hang out with fucking people on the internet and quest with them and just like, yeah, I want to go on a fucking raid with you because you're fucking awesome and we're gonna beat this fucking wizard or whatever the fuck and we're gonna win. Like, I don't care. Like, fuck, I'll do it on my own if I could, but they won't let you. So it's just like it's that forced social interactivity where it's like you're so isolated from the world that you have to be like. A game has to help you get friends. Like, they force you to play raids with people you've never met and make like build friendships with people that I guess are are there. I mean, but there are people who also spend their time on WoW. So it's just like how good is your friendship if the only way you could probably talk to them is through WoW? It just seems.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like.
For me, I hit a point where I became aware of the Skinner's box sort of mechanics in all these games and just sort of thought that MMOs were the dumbest thing ever and quit WoW after beating Illidan and just sort of swore off MMOs altogether for about like 2.5 or 3 years or something like that. But then I think Old Republic's the first MMO to come out in a long time that actually managed to offer something more than that because they have this entire story element that goes through the entire experience, not just for the main story but for side quests and everything, and you can actually make decisions during them and interact with it and actually give a fuck about what's going on in the world rather than just doing what I did in WoW, which is run into town, find all the exclamation points, right-click on all of them, have a list of things to kill on the side of the screen, run around the region and kill those things, come back, do that in every area of the game, you're done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if I think that if MMOs want to keep going, they're going to have to evolve to some level and do things more like what a game like Old Republic does, which has this staggering production values, ridiculous numbers of voice actors and crazy stuff, just absurd amounts of content to the point where it's actually able to justify charging you what it does. Where in a WoW, it's like you'd be charging a monthly fee, and then every now and then they might come out with a new area, which was basically it was a brand new area, but it was packed with monsters that were just the same monsters, like recolored or their size was changed and stuff like that. Because that's what Blizzard has a reputation for doing in their RPGs, is like reusing character models over and over again
just
forever.
reskinning, just changing the color, put it on a different enemy, and call it something powerful.
And something actually that was interesting that they are doing in the Old Republic like 1.2 patch, or I don't even, not really 1.2, it's actually already out, but it's continuing and everything. But there's this whole storyline with the rat ghouls.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which, if I remember correctly, rat ghouls were actually created by BioWare back in Old Republic, so they're continuing their own contribution to Star Wars lore from like a decade ago, and it's almost like their version of zombies, basically. But it's really interesting to see something that was an element in their older games be brought back as a full like next expansion with like multiple dungeons centered around that storyline.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like I think if I remember correctly, the first like half of that is out now, and the next one's coming out in the next patch.
Well,
yeah, they definitely do offer more in the BioWare MMO.
Yeah.
You know, it's not your typical right click, run, right click, swim.
I mean, just the voice acting cast is incredible. Like every major voice actor you pretty much ever run into in video games is playing like one of the main characters of Old Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like I mean, but see, the problem is that when you look at people who try to make MMOs, the first thing they do is like, how can we make how could we make as much money as WoW, and how can we and they're
Well, it's a given though. It's a given.
yeah, but obviously BioWare didn't go with that method. They were like, well, let's not make a WoW game. Let's make a fucking MMO game with what we know how to do, which is like moral choice systems and voice acting. Like that's what we're good at. Let's fucking stick to it and make an MMO around it.
To be fair, they did use many of
the game is a lot like WoW though in a lot of ways, but it is sort of a midpoint between World of Warcraft and Knights of the Old Republic.
But at this point, like, is there any other WoW kind of hoarded in on like how you play MMOs? Like they kind of set the standard, but it's
because they made it so massively popular that it's sort of like that's how you do it now.
Yeah, like that's how people are used to playing an MMO. Like if it's not set up like WoW, people are like, "What the fuck is this shit? I have to learn something new. Fuck it." And you're like, "That's
WoW is like the J.R.R. Tolkien of the MMO world."
The only MMO I could think of that had any success while basically ignoring the way that WoW worked was the Guild Wars games. But a big help there was that they had a completely different pricing structure.
Well, yeah, it was free to play, and you just bought the game once.
Yeah, but their sort of trick was that instead of having a monthly subscription that supported having free content added to the game constantly, they had a new full game priced expansion that came out every 6 months.
Well, yeah,
but so they had to pay $200 to get the full game basically.